Hello, today's daily reading comes from the book of the Apocrypha. We are reading from the book of Jubilees, chapter 24, and it reads as follows. And it came to pass after the death of Abraham that the Lord blessed Isaac his son, and he arose from Hebron and went and dwelt at the well of the vision in the first year of the third week of this Jubilee, 7 years. And in the first year of the fourth week, a famine began in the land, besides the first famine, which had been in the days of Abraham. And Jacob sawed lentil pottage, and Esau came from the field hungry. And he said to Jacob his brother, Give me of this red pottage. And Jacob said to him, Sell to me your primogeniture, this birthright, and I will give you bread, and also some of this lentil pottage. And Esau said in his heart, I shall die. Of what profit to me is this birthright? And he said to Jacob, I give it to you. And Jacob said, Swear to me this day. And he swore unto him. And Jacob gave his brother Esau bread and pottage, and he ate it until he was satisfied. And Esau despised his birthright. For this reason was Esau's name called Edom, on account of the red pottage which Jacob gave him for his birthright. And Jacob became the elder, and Esau was brought down from his dignity. And the famine was over in the land, and Isaac departed to go down into Egypt in the second year of this week, and went to the king of the Philistines to Gerar, unto Abimelech. And the Lord appeared unto him, and said unto him, Go not down into Egypt, dwell in the land that I shall tell you of, and sojourn in this land, and I shall be with you and bless you. For to you and to your seed shall I give all this land, and I shall establish my oath, which I swore unto Abraham your father, and I shall multiply your seed as the stars of heaven, and shall give unto your seed all this land. And in your seed will all the nations of the earth be blessed, because your father obeyed my voice and kept my charge and my commandments and my laws and my ordinances and my covenant, and now obey my voice and dwell in the land. And he dwelt in Gerar 3 weeks of years. And Abimelech charged concerning him, and concerning all that was his, saying, Any man that shall touch him, or aught that is his, shall surely die. And Isaac waxed strong among the Philistines, and he got many possessions, oxen and sheep and camels and asses, and a great household. And he sold in the land of the Philistines and brought in 100-fold. And Isaac became exceedingly great, and the Philistines envied him. Now all the wells which the servants of Abraham had dug during the life of Abraham, the Philistines had stopped them after the death of Abraham, and filled them with earth. And Abimelech said unto Isaac, Go from us, for you are much mightier than we. And Isaac departed from there in the first year of the seventh week, and sojourned in the valleys of Gerar. And they servants of Abraham his father had dug, in which the Philistines had closed. And after the death of Abraham his father, and he called their names as Abraham his father had named them. And the servants of Isaac dug a well in the valley and found living water. And the shepherds of Gerar strove with the shepherds of Isaac, saying, The water is ours. And Isaac called the name of the well Perversity, because they had been perverse with it. And they dug a second well, and they strove for that also. And he called its name Enmity. And he arose from there, and they dug another well, and for that they strove not. And he called the name of it Room. And Isaac said, Now the Lord has made room for us, and we have increased in the land. And he went up from there to the well of the oath in the first year of the first week in the 44th Jubilee. And the Lord appeared to him that night and on the new moon of the first month, and said unto him, I am the God of Abraham your father. Fear not, for I am with you, and shall bless you, and shall surely multiply your seed as the sand of the earth, for the sake of Abraham my servant. And he built an altar there, which Abraham his father has first built. And he called upon the name of the Lord, and he offered sacrifice to the God of Abraham his father. And they dug a well and found living water. And the servants of Isaac dug another well and did not find water. And they went and told Isaac that they had not found water. And Isaac said, I have sworn this day to the Philistines, and this thing has been announced to us. And he called the name of that place the Well of the Oath. For there he had sworn to Abimelech and to Ahuzzath his friend, and Phicol the perfect of his host. And Isaac knew that day that under constraint had sworn to them to make peace with them. And Isaac on the day cursed the Philistines and said, Cursed be the Philistines unto the day of wrath and indignation from the midst of all nations. May God make them a derision and a curse and an object of wrath and indignation in the hands of the sinners, the Gentiles, and in the hands of the Kittim. And whoever escapes the sword of the enemy and the Kittim, may the righteous nation root out in judgment from under heaven. For they will be the enemies of the foes of my children throughout their generations upon the earth, and no remnant will be left to them, nor one that will be saved on the day of the wrath of judgment. For destruction and rooting out and expulsion from the earth is the whole seed of the Philistines reserved, and there no longer be left for these Caphorim a name or a seed on the earth. For though he ascends into heaven, from there will he be brought down. And though he makes himself strong on earth, from there will he be dragged out. And thought he hides himself among the nations. Even from there will he be rooted out. And though he descends into Sheol, there also will his condemnation be great, and there also he will have no peace. And if he goes into captivity by the hands of those that seek his life, they will slay him on the way. And neither name nor seed will be left to him, and on all the earth, for no into eternal malediction will he depart. And thus it is written and engraved concerning him on the heavenly tables, to do unto him on the day of judgment, so that he may be rooted out of the earth. Amen.